Hello guys, welcome back to TV. A bit earlier than expected, but of course more games can only be good, as we are going to have H8 facing off against NRG2. H8 are going to be on the blue team, NRG2 on the right team, or the purple team. And I apologise right off the bat if I get these two teams mixed up, because obviously neither of them have any tags on, so it can get a bit confusing. But purple team NRG, blue team H8. And I think they've already done the picking and banning phase just while we were finishing off our game. So for the blue team, we're going to have Janna, Ash, Alistair, Gangplank, and Rise. And for the purple team, going to be Sona, Skarner, Udea, Kennen, and Graves. So two fairly evenly matched team comps, in my opinion. And it's going to be quite interesting. We're going to have Janna and Ash at bot lane here for the blue team. Alistair's going to be jungling, which I don't know if it necessarily works too great, but obviously time's going to tell. Gangplank is going to be solo top, and Rise in mid. And for the purple team, it's going to be Sona and Graves bot lane, which is an incredibly strong composition there. Skarner in jungle, as we saw last game, is quite a slow starter, but if you can hit that level 6 and things are mainly even, he's definitely a game changer. Udea is going to be solo top, and Kennen should fill in with that solo mid role. So, I think we're going to go to a quick commercial break as we're waiting for the time to tick down as per usual, guys. So if you have just joined us and you want to go and get yourself a quick drink or a quick snack, feel free to do so. We'll be rejoining the action very shortly. Next time you hear me, we'll be live in this game in 2 minutes 10 seconds. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, guys. Hope you have got yourselves nice and comfortable for this matchup. It's, of course, if you have just joined us, it's going to be on the blue team, H8, and on the purple team, it's going to be NRG number 2. And the blue team definitely winning on the skin war, but unfortunately, skins don't make a whole lot of difference in this game. Having said that, they do have slightly higher elos, but there's no huge differential between these two teams from what I could gather before. And are we going to have some early action as both teams are just kind of running right down the mid? CV has been used. That is a great CV. You're going to pick up 4 characters there, so obviously they know not to tread in those bushes. And it seems we're just going to have a shootout right in the mid. And I don't think too much is going to happen here. I mean, obviously, both teams have seen each other. They know exactly where each other are. Looks like the blue team is now going to start to push down. So H8 perhaps going to try some jungle invade onto that blue. And in the meantime, NRD are going to push around. Scholar needs to be careful just for a second. I thought he was going to overextend, but he has pulled back to the blue buff. To the mid tower even. And what I was meaning to say is that you have H8 pushing down towards the blue buff, but there is going to be a ward in that bush, so they know exactly where they are. And now here comes the advance onto the blue buff from NRG2, but it would appear that H8 know exactly what is going on, so we could be setting ourselves up for some very early action here. Alistair is taking point for his team. He could get caught out here though because he doesn't really have too much support. There are 2 players down there, and this is very, very ballsy from NRG right here. They're going to push up now, and Gangplank is in all kinds of troubles. He's going to go down in a heartbeat. There we go. First blood coming to Graves, and I'm not too sure about that whatsoever. I don't think they had any clue what was going on there. And you're now going to see the recalls coming in. Iskona is going to pick up that blue buff. Alistair's going to try and come over, perhaps try and steal it. And he's actually going to get the steal. So turns out it didn't matter so much after all, as of course Alistair is going to be the jungler here for the blue team. For H8, so he is just going to kind of nip over, use his smite to pick up blue, and no real damage done apart from, of course, that first blood going down against the Gangplank to Graves. And of course, first blood to an AD is always a bit scary, as he has picked up that Doran's blade straight off the mat. And it would appear we are going to have a Leaf taking out the Lowland Lions book here from Nocturne, as Alistair looking to push up very aggressively. Going to get that first bit of activity from the jungles onto Udyr. Udyr is completely caught in no man's land as the headbutt's actually going to knock him back, but Pulverize has been used as well. This should be a dead Udyr if Gangplank can last that last parley, but actually he's not going to be able to do so, and very nearly gets taken down for his troubles. The switch over to bear form, absolutely critical from Udyr there to get the stun onto Gangplank, and also had the turtle form to boot. So huge play coming out from Udyr, very narrowly escapes death, but he is going to go behind now to the creep score and to the farm in the top lane, as Gangplank is just going to push on regardless. Alistair's now going to come down to mid lane, but no luck there as Kennen has already pulled back. But again, I mean, Udyr, so well played. Lesser players would have fallen to that there, I have to feel. But it's all gone back to a standstill. Alistair's going to go down and take his raids. Skarner is going to just kind of patrol around red. He's now going to decide to take the red. I think he may have been a tiny bit cautious that Alistair was still lurking around here, because Alistair previously was in that mid lane near Kennen. But obviously Skarner feeling that he's safe to take this red now. So, the action in mid is going to be Ryze against Kennen. Definitely favours Ryze, as he can build himself quite tanky. He can also get that Banshee's Veil fairly quickly, which of course mana stacks very kindly with Ryze. It boosts his Overload and his Rune Prison, so his first 2 abilities are definitely benefited by that mana. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Ryze picking up the Rod of Ages, or perhaps not even that, maybe just going for the Banshee's Veil, as we're going to see more action coming off here from Alistair onto Skarner. Skarner on very low health, but he should be able to escape, because once Alistair has blown his 2 abilities there, Pulverize and Headbutt, he's basically not going to do a whole lot of damage. He's better for those ganking, he's not really great for the sustained amounts of damage, as again he is going to have to pull back. But as I was saying before, wouldn't be too surprised to see a Ryze build up that Catalyst of the Protector and turn it into a Banshee's Veil, or perhaps go back and get Tear of the Goddess. Those are 2 critical items for him. And normally, 9 times out of 10, you'd expect Ryze to go ahead and build the Banshee's Veil rather than the Rod of Ages, but it has been seen from time to time, just not a very useful item for him, I guess you could say. He doesn't really need ability power too much, does Rise. I mean, stacking mana does the trick for him. And here comes Alistar once again, so active in the enemy jungle so far, but he has to be careful because Skarner has double buffs and he has none, so he could fall prey to some Skarner harass if he's not too careful and vigilant about his movements. So he is going to go down to bot lane now. Is he going to try gank, because they are relatively overextended, Graves and Sona here, so Alistar could theoretically come down and cause some problems. Ashe and Janna are laying in wait. If Janna can land that Howling Gale, having said that they do have a ward to the purple team, so they have seen Alistar pushing in, but I don't think there's too much they can do because Alistar has very quick movement speed with those boots already. Is he going to be able to manage anything here? No is the answer, as Sona's going to pull back. Now Skarner is going to return some fire onto Janna, could very well pick up a kill here, as Janna has put either storm herself. Nice headbutt from Alistar, pushing away the assailants, and I think that's going to just be a stalemate at bot lane. No more action should be coming about here. Alistar's going to pull back and just farm up, and likewise Skarner realises there's probably not much point staying around anymore, just going to be missing out on farms, and he's going to pull back towards the mid area. Udyr has gone down top lane from Gangplank just as I switched over to see Gangplank finish him off there. And Gangplank definitely having the upper hand. You have to feel though, that's pretty much just the culmination of what happened at the very beginning with Alistar. Udyr had to basically burn both of his summoner spells and also went back. So that kind of level advantage definitely falling into the hands of Udyr. Sorry, not Udyr, Gangplank. And he has managed to capitalise on that in the top lane. But he has very little mana left, so he should be going back relatively soon. He has hit level 6. Will he be recalling now? Yes, he will be. And of course, when he hits level 6, he has that Cannon Barrage, which is a great utility spell. Can put it anywhere he wants on the map, slows people down, and does fairly nice damage on top of that as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that Cannon Barrage just popping up on the map. And especially this bot lane, I mean, this Graves and Sona do seem very, very aggressive. They're consistently past the halfway point, they're past the river, and if Alistar does come down here with that Cannon Barrage, it could be quite an easy kill, but Sona is coming under some fairly heavy fire from Ashe. She's going to pull back, Ashe using Volley just to try and push Graves away from herself and Janna as well. And she's now going to go into that bush, going to keep farming up. Let's look at the creep score difference here. Ashe is on 54, Graves on 47. So not a huge difference, but big enough for this stage of the game. Ashe is coming under heavy attack, but she's not going to drop just on 2 or so bars. She should be okay for now. Graves has no mana, so she doesn't have to worry about that quick draw and fast shootings from Graves, because he doesn't have enough mana to actually pull that one off. Costs 50 mana for a quick draw, and he currently has 46, but he's nearly able to do that now. But Ashe is going to go back regardless, going to buy up some items. What's she going to take? She's going to take 3 Doran's Blades and some health pots as well. Going to see some action at top as Udyr tries to push Gangplank back, but Gangplank isn't going to budge. Alistar is on his way. And this could be a kill because Udyr is overextended. Udyr is using Bear Form to try and pull back here. Alistar went the wrong way. Oh dearie me, if he'd just gone top through that tri-bush, he actually could have picked out the pulverize and headbutt onto Udyr. Instead he went more towards the river, and he missed out about 2 or 3 seconds of movement. Didn't quite manage to land either ability onto Udyr, as Udyr was already back at the tower. And of course you do not want to try and tower dive an Udyr. He's very tanky, has that Bear Form as well for the stun. And it would have been sad times for Alistar, who's only level 4 at the moment. And if you compare that with Skarner, Skarner's level 5. But to be fair to Alistar, he has been very, very aggressive so far. As another kill's going to come down there. Ashe is going to take down Sona towards the dragon buff area. That was a 3-on-1. Sona completely caught out of position, and she is going to be punished for that. So that's going to be the 2-1 scoreline now in favour of the blue team, H8. And they're currently 600 gold ahead. As another kill's going to come out in mid, the Gangplank ultimate was used. Kennen tried his best to escape with his lightning rush, but Rise, this is the beauty of Rise, has that rune prison, so can just snare down Kennen, completely halt him in his tracks, and they did manage to pick up the pieces onto him. So the mid battle definitely going in favour of Rise. He's currently got 74 creeps to Kennen's 62. He also has picked up that Tear of the Goddess, and he's got another mana crystal, the Sapphire Crystal, to boot. So that's going to be even more damage. We'll probably build that into the Catalyst of the Protector. He could also go something like the Glacial Shroud into a Frozen Heart a bit later on. Such is the way of Rise. You want to build him fairly tanky and very much mana based. Wriggle's Lantern finished off from Gangplank, who has gone back. Also going to pick up a ward and 2 health pots, so he's looking pretty nice right now for some severe damage just coming out from Gangplank once he goes back up to top lane against Udyr. What does Udyr have in retaliation? He has the Madrid's Razors and he has the boots. So obviously probably going to be building towards the same kind of idea. Here comes Rise. He is under heavy fire, and he thinks he's going to go down here from Kennen, who pops his ultimate. Kennen actually flashed in as well with the ultimate, and Skarner on top of that using his Impale. So that was 2 ultimates to take down Rise, and Kennen on full health, but Skarner nearly falling there. Who's going to pull back and use some of those health pots? So 3-2 is the scoreline. Gold is pretty much close. I mean, 700 gold separating the 2 teams isn't a huge amount for the 10-minute mark, almost coming up to 11. Some pressure being applied to Gangplank from Udyr at top lane. It's not going to be enough to kill him. Of course, that Wriggle's Lantern is definitely going to be useful for Gangplank here, just to get some of that health back. Unlike bot lane, you're also going to have the Graves Sona combination pushing once again. They seem to me to be ripe for the taking here for a gank from Alistar, but Alistar's only been bot lane once so far for a gank. He's been occupying the mid and top lane much more. And as I've said that, he's now starting to push into the top lane, but there is a ward there in the bush, so they do know that Alistar's on its way. He's now going to walk past another ward. They have 2 preemptive wards set out there just for Alistar, and of course mid as well if mid decides to push up. Because Kennen's movement speed is so fast with this lightning rush, it's very important to make sure you get that visibility as soon as possible, as Skarner is going to get caught out from Rice here. I don't think Rice has the raw damage output to finish Skarner off. The Ash Arrow is going to come up, just misses Skarner. That could have so helped his team if the arrow had landed onto Skarner. Skarner would definitely have been dead, but so close yet so far. Top lane is going to get pushed from Gangplank as Udyr has gone back to spawn to pick up a Wriggle's Lantern of his own. So Gangplank definitely winning the farming battle at top lane. He currently has, let's have a look, 83 creep score to 66 on Udyr, so that's a fairly big difference opening up. Alistar did try his luck at another gank into mid, just headbutting Kennen against the wall, but Kennen had used that lightning rush to pull back to his tower. So after that headbutt, pretty much that was the end of the gank. And yeah, Alistar had disengaged. Now going to push down towards bot lane, get these golems, perhaps try a gank onto bot lane itself, as again Graves, surprise surprise, is pushing very aggressive with Sona. I mean, every time I look at bot lane it's Ashe and Janna back on their tower, and Alistar really hasn't made the most of these possibilities and these kind of opportunities at bot lane. But to be fair, I mean, Graves and Sona have always had a ward in these bushes, so they know that Alistar's on his way. Alistar very quick. The cannon barrage coming down from Gangplank. This could be some kills right here. Nice headbutt and pulverize used from Alistar. Crescendo coming in. Janna using that ultimate to push Graves back. That's going to be dead Sona. Will Graves go down as well? Alistar's abilities still have a slight cooldown on them. So that's the one downside about Alistar, that his headbutt has a 13.44 second cooldown, as does his pulverize. So once he's used those abilities, you have to wait quite a while to get them back again. But even still, they did manage to pick up that kill onto Sona, which is going to weaken that bot lane. As I was saying, that has definitely been coming for the last few minutes. Sona and Graves very aggressive, very much pushing that lane, and finally have been punished for that mistake. Graves did just get a bit harassed from Janna's Howling Gale there, but he's going to manage to pull back. It's not enough damage to take him down. So yeah, I mean, we're at 14-2? No, we're about 14 minutes and the score is 4-2. The gold, there isn't really a big difference. I mean, 16.9, nearly 17k coming in from H8, and for NRG you got 15.7k gold coming in. So no one is really running away with this game just yet. Skarner is going to be taking this blue, or will he give it to his mid? No, he won't, because Kennen doesn't actually need mana buff. Obviously, he doesn't use mana, he uses energy. So the only reason Kennen would pick up the blue buff is maybe for cooldown reduction. Doesn't really need that either, as we are going to see Graves getting very pummeled from Ashe, but he is going to manage to escape, and because Skarner joined the fight there, Ashe wasn't going to try the tower dive, because that would have been suicide. With Skarner's ultimate up, should have been certainly killed, and smart play to pull back. Rise is still going to harass, and then Kennen has popped his ultimate, but a nice flash from Rise. Very quick reactions there, cat-like, just flashing back onto his tower. Wanted to make sure that stun didn't get landed from Kennen, because then he would have been in all kinds of trouble. You are going to see Alistar picking up that Oracle, but he's going to get pushed from both the right and the top here. Skarner's going to come in. Skarner does have his ultimate off cooldown, but Alistar is going to manage to pull off the ward kill and escape as another ward goes down. Quite cheeky from Skarner. in the bush just below Alistair. And he's going to see him now. Alistair could get ultimated here, and Cannon is on his way. He will get the pulverise. Nice play from Alistair, very quickly pulverising Skarner into midair. Going to try and take the Oracle down as well. The Oracle, the ward even. And Skarner has to pull back because now there is zero visibility in those bushes. So let's have a quick look at some of the items being built up around the map here. You're going to have Ash has gone back, she's picked up a BF sword, she's on 2 for 0. Graves on 1 for 0, he also has a BF sword and 3 Doran's blades. They're pretty much identical builds from these two. The only difference is Graves has 1 more health pot than Ash. Everything else is exactly the same. In mid you're going to have Rise with that Tear of the Goddess and the Catalyst of the Protector, no surprises there. Kennen has picked up the Will of the Ancients, which of course is highly used from a lot of mid characters. And he also has the Sorcerer's Shoes. They are going to see Alistair coming here as another ward is placed in that bush, so a lot of wards being wasted, and Alistair must nearly be breaking even from that Oracle buy. He's now going to come down and see another ward in the river, or is he? Yes he will, and he's going to take down that ward. So ward coverage, little by little, has completely disintegrated now from NRG2. They have no ward coverage whatsoever on the map, literally 0 wards. And H8 have a couple wards. They have one around Dragon, one in the tri-bush below it, and also one up at Blue. So the ward fight is definitely in the hands of H8 at the moment. But NRG have just placed a ward at the top of the river next to top lane. Again, probably for Alistair. He's been so aggressive, and he's actually at bot lane at the moment. It's 3 ultimates are going to be used. Cannon Barrage and the Ash Arrow as well are going to finish off Graves. Can Ash get the second kill onto Sona? Oh, the volley so nearly lands onto Sona, but she will manage to escape. Crescendo was used as well from Sona to try and make her and Graves escape. Unfortunately, not going to happen. And I would have to say that Alistair right now has by far been the stronger of the junglers. He's been everywhere. He's been all over the map, been involved with so many ganks. He has 3 assists so far. So he has been involved in 3 of the 5 kills that his team have currently picked up. And he's really making Skarner look ordinary here. Skarner's only got 2 assists. He's nowhere near done the same level as Harass as Alistair has. Alistair's been at bot lane 2 or 3 times. He's been at top lane 3 or 4 times. He's been in mid lane about 3 or 4 times. And I've only really seen Skarner lurking around that mid area the majority of the time. But Skarner is level 9, Alistair is level 8, which I'm going to put down to purely on the basis that he's been so active. And now I think, yeah, Gangplank has gone back to buy some items. He has picked up the Phage, and he also got the Elixir of Fortitude. The great thing about Elixir of Fortitude is once you actually pop that, you get some extra health. So it's like a heal in itself. And I think the reason he's gone for the Elixir of Fortitude is if he does get ganked, and he does come under a kind of ominous position and it's not looking too good for him, he can pop that Elixir of Fortitude, and of course with his remove scurvy as well, he is very difficult to hold down. But either way, the war rages on in mid between Rise and Kennen. 1 level advantage to Rise. And he also has 158 creep score, 160 now, and Kennen has 144, so he is obviously taking the lead here. 18.5 minutes through this game. Skarner's going to come back to mid once again. He's going to have no luck whatsoever because Rise is just recalled. And it's important to note as well that after those kills at bot lane to Graves, they also did pick up the Dragon, did H8, so they are starting to ease ahead on the gold difference. 24k to them, 21.4k to NRG, so H8 looking good at the moment. 3 kills up, but no towers down. And to be fair, I don't think any of the towers have really been that badly damaged so far. I'm just switching across. The worst damaged tower is the bot tower for NRG, which is on about 600 or so health, 602 health. And that is the most damaged tower. The rest of them are above half health, so that just gives you an indication of how relatively balanced this game has been so far. But you're now going to see some pressure applied in that mid from both Rise and Gangplank. Alistair's also lurking in the bushes, still has that Oracle up. Skarner has also purchased the Oracle of his own. Is that Ash Arrow going to hit? It will hit onto Kennen. This should be a dead Kennen here. As you're going to see ultimates flying in. He's been down. Impale used from Skarner as well, but here comes Alistair going to pulverize Skarner. Skarner's going to drop as well from Gangplank. Double kill coming in. Will he be able to get the triple kill onto Udyr, who actually teleported down for his team? He is ganky. He is tanky enough and ganky enough, I guess you could say, to survive the onslaught. But Graves just came in at the worst possible time. He's also going to be dropped here. Someone's going to come in. Will she use the crescendo? It's actually not going to happen, as I don't think she sees the use of it. Look at that damage from Rise. She's now used the crescendo, but too late as Rise will pick up that kill. And this could also be Udia falling as well, as Jan's going to pop the ulti Monsoon. I think Udia's going to get dropped from Gangplank, so Gangplank picks up 3 kills, a double, and then finishes Udia off. Rise also with just absolutely crushing damage as well onto that mid. That's going to be a downed mid tower. The steal on blue, and suddenly out of nowhere, just a huge lead opens up for H8. You could say that they were ahead before, but they weren't this far ahead. Suddenly, a snap of the fingers, a blink of an eye, and H8 just storm ahead in this matchup. Just insane teamwork in that mid. The Ash arrow really set it up onto Kennen. Once Kennen was stunned, he couldn't pop his ultimate. There's no way he could have used the slicing maelstrom, and it's just, as soon as he was down, it was so comfortable for H8 to pick up the pieces there. Wow, kind of out of breath at all that action, but you are going to have players kind of taking a bit of a respite bite there, just recalling, buying up some weapons. You can see Frozen Mallet being completed for Gangplank. Ash is going to complete her Infinity Edge, so she is starting to go ahead of Graves, who's now picked up 2 deaths. The last time I mentioned him, he was on 1 for 0, now on 1 for 2. He has picked up the pickaxe, so it looks like he's going to be favouring that Infinity Edge as well, but Ash has already completed it. Going to have another fight in mid here, but Kennen, what were you doing? He's so overextended in no man's land, he's going to get punished from Rise there. And that is a free kill. Maybe NRG2 are just going to go on full tilt now and just throw this game so fast. Alistair's lurking once again. He's looking to pick up the kill onto the Skarner. The Ash arrow this time misses, but we'll let her off with that exquisite arrow last time. Skarner's going to die either way. He's going to get caught out from Alistair, and of course the fact that Skarner tried to dodge that arrow definitely did slow him down. That allowed Alistair to pounce on him. 12-2. This looks like it's going to be a second tower down mid. Sona and Grace trying to push around the side. Sona does have that crescendo up in 6 seconds, so she's not going to be able to stop this one. And the ultimate has been used from Gangplank to try and stop Udia at that top lane, who did manage to pick up the tower kill. But I have to wonder what Udia is actually doing at top lane. I mean, fair enough, he's trying to take down the tower, trying to get some global gold, but he's now overextended. He's probably going to be able to recall, and indeed he will recall. And I don't think H8 are too bothered about that. They're just going to pick up the red buff, but Udia really didn't join his teammates in mid there. He was too busy farming top, and they really could have used his help with the stuns and just with the all-round damage that he brings to the table. So Rise has gone back as I expected. He has picked up the Banshee's Veil. He has the Chain Vest, and he also has a Sapphire Crystal, so I'm assuming he's going to go for that Glacial Shroud very soon, perhaps transition it into a Frozen Mallet. And he also has Tear of the Goddess, which he's just going to leave there. Of course, it does give you nice amounts of mana every time you use an ability. Udia has to run away, uses Bear Form, of course, which gives him that speed boost to try and escape that potential threat, that potential hazard that was right next to him. Top tower is comfortably going to go down here. Udia doesn't even dare to push in, but he now has some cavalry coming in the form of Kennen and Skarner, both of which are hiding in the, well, I was about to say hiding in the bush, and then Kennen throws a shuriken out of there, so they're going to know he's lurking around, and they're now going to push down towards the mid. So 1 tower is down for H8, and that's going to be 3 towers down from NRG2 now. Just goes to show how quickly this game can turn on its head. Just 1 or 2 team fights, and suddenly, out of nowhere, one team just steamrolls the other one. Because this had the makings of being a real close game for the first 18 to 20 minutes or so. And suddenly after that, it's just been all one-way traffic in favour of H8. They're now going to push onto Dragon. Dragon has respawned. Skarner and Sona all by themselves. Kennen is starting to make a move here, but again, Udi's at top lane. Another great Ash Arrow will land onto Skarner. And look at Janna using that opportunity to just rush in with the flash, and all hell breaks loose here from both teams as Rise is going to get the kill onto the Skarner, and Gangplank taking down Sona. Again, Ash really showing why she was picked. The utility on that arrow is absolutely incredible. Picks them up another 2 kills, picks them up another free dragon, and the gold is just going to start snowballing out of control for them. They're currently on 36.8k compared to 27.8k. It's now went to 37.8k, of course, because they did pick up that dragon, which gives 1k gold to the team. And for the first, as I said before, 15-20 minutes, the gold count was very much even, maybe 1 or 2k was in it, and suddenly out of nowhere 10k comes out. Howling Gale very nearly lands onto Kennen. Had he been knocked in the air there, could have been also taken down. Just looking over, does he have his ultimate up? He does have Slicing Maelstrom, so he is going to be a bit of a threat there to H8. Don't really want to engage on a Kennen underneath their tower, so they are going to pull back, take the wolves, probably try and take this second tier bot tower down. and they have managed to actually get a ward up there as well, so they have seen the 3 players coming towards them. I don't think they're going to be too bothered about this, as all 5 are moving in together. We're going to have a flanking pincer movement here from Skarner and Udyr, who are going to come in. They're going to try and ultimate onto Ashe. This is going to be a huge team fight for NRG. They should win this one. And you're going to see everybody on H8 trying to flee apart from Ryze, who's very tanky, as Ryze suddenly has 5 players to contend with. He is going to get dropped so fast here, but look at the damage he's still managing to output onto Skarner. But that's going to be 2 kills for no reply there for NRG, and that just goes to show how good their team comp is. As soon as Skarner jumps in onto Ashe, and you've got the Udyr stun as well, you can just see Kennen roll in with that slicing maelstrom and just stunning absolutely everybody. And they did manage to pick up 2 kills, so there's still life yet in this old NRG dog, but they're going to need to rinse and repeat a few more times to get themselves back into this game. Baron is up. They're actually going to be going for a Baron here, feeling that the 2-player advantage is more than enough to pick this one up. They have to be careful though, because Alistar is lurking. We've already seen him steal blue at the very start of this game. He could also manage to steal Baron. This would be awesome play if he does, because there's no way they can stop this Baron unless Alistar can steal it. The ultimate has come down from Gangplank, and Alistar will get the steal onto Baron. Huge play from him, pulverizing everybody in the air. Janna pushes him back. Alistar is going to fall, but he is the hero right now for H8. They're now going to pull back. That was the chance NRG really needed, and they will be absolutely devastated, as Janna's going to get dropped from Crescendo, but I don't think they're going to care a whole lot here. All 5 players still up from NRG2, but Alistar must be dancing in his chair right now. Victory dances. Another Ashe arrow is going to come in. Has landed onto Graves, the one person they wanted to hit in that exchange. He has healed himself back up, but look at Ashe's damage. It is huge, and Gangplank is very tanky at the moment with that frozen mallet, so he is just soaking up the damage from absolutely everybody. This is basically a 2 versus 5, and they're not actually pulling back. Ashe has picked up 1, could pick up another kill here onto Udyr. She is using those frozen arrows to slow him down, and she's going to pick up the 2nd. Can she get the 3rd as well? The lightning rush has been used from Kennen, and Kennen's going to drop, and he has popped his ulti, so an epic fail, or an epic victory, depending on which way you look at it there, as somehow from that Baron just again turning on its head, and you're just going to see that 2-0 fight before, the NRG won, suddenly counteracting against them as H8 once again starting to push through this mid, should get this tower down comfortably, and the inhib as well. And this game has just been a yo-yo. It's been a seesaw, backwards and forwards, but I'm pretty sure H8 are now going to pick up the victory. It might take them another 10-15 minutes or so, but it's definitely looking like they're in the driver's seat. 5 towers to 1 up, 44.8k gold up to 32.4, 17 kills to 6 up as well. It's looking good for them. Whew, I need to catch my breath. So much action in such a short period of time. That is League of Legends for you. That's why it's such a great game to cast and a great game to watch as well. And you're now going to see H8 kind of pulling back, probably going to go back and buy up fairly soon. Gangplank is recalling. Let's see what he decides to pick up. He is going to take that Atmars and Paler, so he is looking for the health plus Atmars approach. Obviously he already has the frozen mallet. And the great thing about Atmars and Paler, if you don't know too much about League of Legends, is that you gain attack damage equal to 2% of your maximum health, which may not sound too great, but when you take into account that Gangplank is currently on 2,800 health, it's going to be adding nice amounts of attack damage to him. He's got 336 attack damage as it stands right now, but remember, he does have Baron buff on as well. Another Ashe arrow and another success there, and this should be a dead Kennen, but Skarner is going to come to the savior of his teammate. The Gangplank ultimate has been unleashed there onto Skarner. He has also been caught out from Ryze's rune prison, and Skarner is going to fall. Skarner did try and protect his teammate. In that sense, he was actually successful, but he has sacrificed his own life to save Kennen, and Kennen has to now pull back, as there is a wave of super minions after his Nexus towers. Udyr is on very low health. He has to pull back. He is going to get dropped there from Ashe. Sona as well is going to get killed from the Ryze and the rest of the team. This is going to be another tower down, as Alistar's going to pop his ultimate, which of course makes him very tanky. And they're just going to push this inhib tower. Just Graves and Kennen all that stand between. Another inhib going down. Gangplank very aggressively pushing in. He can afford to do so. He's so tanky right now. So much damage as well. He may actually get the kill here onto Graves. Indeed he will. He doesn't care too much about Skarner and Kennen. Kennen has popped his ultimate, but he's going to get down very quickly, and that is the downside about Kennen. It doesn't matter how good your ultimate is. If the opposition can just focus you down quickly, you're entirely useless. Exactly what we saw. Team Ace and that's going to be 0 players apart from Janna dropping there for H8. So only the support has been killed. This is going to be an easy Nexus tower, perhaps both the Nexus towers and the Nexus itself. The GGWP is coming out. Look how squishy Sona is. She tries a crescendo save on the tower, not going to happen. She falls in an instant, and now the Nexus is going to get absolutely pummeled down from the H8 team. On less than half health now, going to fall in the next 2 or 3 seconds, guys. Really hope you've enjoyed this commentary. This was one of the highlights of CVC for me personally, casting some great work. Alistair definitely takes the MVP. That steal on Baron was absolutely phenomenal. Great play from him, and congratulations to H8 for winning. If you want to watch any of the HODs, the VODs even, from this match or any of the other ones in particular, we have Team Solo Mid, we have M5, we have Lowland Lines now as well going up there. Feel free to visit us on youtube.com/Chaos Contingency or chaostv.nl/YouTube, and you'll find all the videos on demand there that we've done. Hope you've enjoyed, guys, and until next time, see you later.